So today we're cruising around Vista, show you kind of the southern portion here, a big neighborhood called Shadowridge, plus a few others as we're cruising around. So we're gonna show you kind of like houses, price points, what's there around here, what's there to do, kind of the whole, everything. We're getting into everything, right? We're doing it all. So let's jump into Vista, California.
And if you are thinking about moving out this way, we love making these videos, but we are also real estate agents. So definitely get in touch, call, text, email, book your discovery call right now.
So right now we're starting off in Buena Vista Park. Vista as a whole is not really known for parks. There's a few more in Shadowridge where we're gonna cruise through, kind of like smaller parks with playgrounds. Right now it's just, you know, there's some picnic tables, there's some benches out here. You have some trails, which is pretty unique for this little area of Vista. So you can wrap around. You've been in the trails before?
Yep. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, cruise around. Little pond behind us, so nice and tranquil out this way. But the other park, like in Northern Vista, Brangle Terrace, is kind of like the main park. Other than that, like there's not a ton here.
We've been here a couple times. One of the times was just for a fun hike in the morning. Ended at the pond that's right behind us, fed some ducks. But we've also come out here for family photos too. There's a ton of old oak trees, so there's a lot of like shady spots. It's a really cool spot to hit up.
So just location-wise, real quick, like I mentioned, we're south of the 78 freeway, 92081. It's a big section of Vista. Right over this way, actually, probably like from where the park entrance is, maybe like a stop sign or two up, you have Escondido, or not Escondido, you have Oceanside, which is right up there. It's like a little sliver of Oceanside. Right now, like we're probably about 20 minutes from the coast, which isn't too bad when you think about kind of the price points we'll get into and stuff when we hop into neighborhoods. Like you're not too far. And today is gorgeous. A little closer to the coast, you might have some of that marine layer where it was, you know, a little cloudy throughout the day, but right here you're far enough in where it is, what are we looking at, like 70?
Probably, yeah.
70 and fantastic, so.
And this portion of Vista too is super easy to get to Carlsbad, to kind of that Brushy Ranch area too, so super convenient. We are currently walking through Majorca, which is just one of the many communities here in Shadowridge. Just to kind of give you an idea, there's a lot of similar price points, a lot of similar types of homes. You're looking at like 1,600 plus square feet. You're looking at around 900. It could be a little less, could be a little bit more. They're all pretty similar. They either have parks, they have pools, and they're all kind of centrally located here in Shadowridge.
Yeah, Shadowridge as a whole, you have a bunch of different little HOAs, but they're all relatively inexpensive, from like 40 bucks up to like 120, 125. This whole neighborhood surrounds actually a golf course, which we'll show you in a little bit. Nonetheless, just a little bit more location, kind of where we're at. I mentioned about 20 minutes to the beach, to the ocean, or like Carlsbad Village if you're heading down that way. 15 minutes or so, maybe even a little less, 10 to 15 minutes to like Vista Village, that downtown area, which if you've seen our past videos, that's kind of like, let's call it downtown Vista. So you got like a bunch of new bars and restaurants and all that kind of stuff.
It's an old enough community where there's a little bit more space in the backyards, but some tend to be pretty small. So you're gonna be out walking in the neighborhood, a lot of really quiet streets.
Now we're standing at the Shadowridge Golf Club, which is one of the 2 private courses in Vista. So up to the north you have Vista Valley, and then you got this one here. They have different memberships. They have some packages and stuff where they've teamed up with other local courses here as well, so you get some deals. Kind of like JC Golf, which is another one, kind of where you get some access. This is not part of that one.
I've only got to play this course once, a long time ago in a tournament, but it is great, super well maintained, and a great clubhouse, great amenities like for hitting range balls, getting some putting in. Great spot here.
Now we're cruising around the Cottages, which is one of the neighborhoods that does have some of these houses right here are right on the golf course. So one thing about this, there's some smaller houses in here, like 1,200. I think there's even like 1,000 square foot model in this way, but you're gonna find it's a little bit more affordable, kind of in that 750 to 800 range. The bigger 2-story houses, you got a little more square footage. So they're gonna be a little bit higher, probably 850, but a little more affordable than the other neighborhood we just showed you.
So you'll find in Shadowridge that the walkability score is pretty low, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that you can't walk to like shops and restaurants and stuff. There are sidewalks everywhere, so walking around your neighborhood is super easy, but you pretty much have to get in the car to get to some of your grocery stores, some of your other amenities that you need on a daily basis. But there are some great shops kind of on either side of Shadowridge that you can get to some cool restaurants, and it's not that far away from, like Chris mentioned earlier, the Vista Village area, but then also Bresci Ranch and Carlsbad. You can get on the freeway and get pretty much anywhere else you need to go to.
So hopping into like schools, Rancho Buena Vista, the high school, one of the 2 main high schools in Vista, is like literally right in this neighborhood. So it's pretty, well, it's a really easy commute. It's right there. Middle school is going to be Madison, which is not too far. It's right off Lake Drive. You're not too far as well. For elementaries, it's actually split. So depending on what side, I think Melrose is the cutoff, and then maybe actually Shadowridge is the cutoff for if you're going to Breeze Hill or if you're going to Lake Elementaries. Now we mentioned there's not many parks, but now we're in one of the other parks right in this neighborhood, Shadowridge Park. So just big open space, little playground, bathrooms, all that kind of fun stuff. The Optimist Club baseball fields are right behind us. Another thing about Vista too, which we'll show you in the last neighborhood. So right now it's master plan community. It's kind of, you know, just houses and little parks and a little bit of open space. But on the other side, what we'll show you, it used to be kind of a lot of farmland. So Vista, that side is still like right outside of Shadowridge, still has a lot of that too. So I think it's every Saturday, they do have the farmer's market kind of right up Melrose, which is nice. Go get some fresh food and stuff. And then a little bit further up as well, not right in this neighborhood, but you know, like 5 minutes away is Sand and Straw, which is a little community farm. So they do have a little farm stand on the weekends. They do have like summer camps and summer classes. So you can send your kids out there, get some enjoyment, learn a little bit about farming too. So that's kind of like what Vista's rooted in.
Right now we're cruising through Chateau del Norte, which is on the east side of Shadowridge. Definitely kind of homes that on the larger side from what we've been showing you, kind of in that 2,000 square foot plus, up kind of around $1 million to $1,250,000, somewhere around there in price point wise. A lot of it's gonna have to do with views. If you're looking for a bigger footprint but love the Shadowridge area, this is a great spot.
And it's a little more spread out up here compared to all the other ones where the roads are pretty narrow, parking's a little tight. This one's like nice big wide roads, the driveways are bigger, the lots are bigger, everything's just bigger up here, which encased, and then that's why you're paying that premium. So it's probably the highest end you'll get here in kind of Shadowridge. And as you're cruising around too, looking at houses, exploring the neighborhoods, you're going to see that some of these neighborhoods are gated as well. So it just varies. It just, you know, there's one right across the street from the entrance of here that's gated, a few more. So if that's something that, you know, that you want, then that is also a possibility right here in the Shadowridge area. So now just right on the outside of Shadowridge, I'll cut in some B-roll here. You can see kind of that old school Vista where it is rural. You have some space, you have some nurseries out there. We're in a little neighborhood just to the, which way, direction are we in? North?
East of Melrose.
Just
north
side of Shadowridge. North of Shadowridge. There we go. We got it.
So if you're looking for kind of a little bit more backyard, I mean, these folks behind us have, you know, a batting cage in their backyard. There's horse properties. There's a ton of swimming pools. There's a ton of land, usable land on these lots over here. So if you're kind of smaller house for the most part, but big lot.
And so if you are thinking about moving out this way, hit us up. The number's popping up right now. Pause it if you need to write it down. Call, text, email. We got your back when making the move here in North County, San Diego.